Om Namah Shri Yatirajaya Vivekananda Suraye Satchit Sukha Swarupaya Swamine Tapaharine. Namaste and good evening to all. On this occasion of Vivekananda Navaratri, commemorating Swami Vivekananda's stay at this historic building from 6th February 1897 to 15th February 1897. And on this occasion, we will look back a brief history of this building, which at present is known as Vivekananda Illam, and we shall also see its association with Swami Vivekananda. And first, we shall see the history of this building. This building, which is now known as Vivekananda Illam, is located on Kamarajar Salai, which runs alongside the Marina Beach in Triplicane in Chennai. This building was built in 1842 by Frederick Tudor, who was the founder of the Tudor Ice Company. This building was initially a tower like structure. The main purpose of this building was to store the ice, which was imported from the United States at that time. By 1880s, this ice business of the Tudor Ice Company came to an end because of the latest methods of production of ice through thermal and mechanical means. And therefore, this building was no longer used for storing ice. This building was no longer used as a warehouse facility for storing ice. Later, Biligiri Iyengar, who was a wealthy lawyer in Chennai, he purchased this building and he added this circular verandas which we can see now from the outside. He made this building as a residential quarters, and also poor and backward students were lodged in this building and they were given education. There was a trust which was called the Mysore Iyengar Charitable Trust, or the philanthropic activities of this trust was carried in this building. Biligiri Iyengar renamed this building as Castle Kernan after the Justice of the Madras High Court, Justice Kernan. And Biligiri Iyengar was a disciple of Swami Vivekananda. When Swami Vivekananda visited Chennai in the early months of the year 1893, he was besieged by the youngsters of Chennai, and Swamiji became a public figure at that time. And many young people they requested Swami Vivekananda to participate in the Parliament of Religions. And these young people they form a pivot in that moment at that time, and they raised subscriptions for Swamiji's passage to America, and they did the complete work in this part. After the success of Swami Vivekananda in the Parliament of Religions in 1893, and after his preaching work in the West, which spanned from 1893 to 1897, Swamiji returned to India to a tremendous welcome. Swami Vivekananda was given a rousing reception when he landed in Ceylon and throughout his journey in South India. Before Swami Vivekananda's arrival in Chennai, a Swami Vivekananda reception committee was formed by the leading members of this society, and it was presided by Honorable Justice Subramanya Iyer. This committee printed leaflets carrying Swami Vivekananda's The Nature of Work in the West, and many subscriptions were raised, and they built beautiful triumphal arches to welcome Swami Vivekananda, and mottos were embossed on these triumphal arches. And some of the mottos it read, Long live Vivekananda, Hail the servant of God, Hail servant of the great sages of the past, Hail the worthy son of Sri Ramakrishna, and welcome the Prince of Men, and so on. Swami Vivekananda landed in Chennai at the Egmore railway station at 7:30 a.m. He was given a rousing reception. He was given a grand reception. Swami Vivekananda, he arrived in Chennai at 7:30 a.m. at the Chennai Egmore railway station. He was given a grand welcome at the station. In the way out of the railway station, there was an arch which mentioned Welcome the Swami Vivekananda. And Swami Vivekananda was put in a horse carriage, and this horse carriage was drawn by youngsters. And there were huge gathering. There were thousands and thousands of people around this carriage, wanted to have a glimpse of this great Swami Vivekananda. For many days before his arrival in Chennai, the newspapers carried reports of Swami Vivekananda and about his arrival details. And one of the newspaper, the Madras Times, it reported everywhere in Chennai, on the streets, in the bazaars, on the beach, in the high court, and among the students, the talk was about Swami Vivekananda. People everywhere, they were asking this question: when will Swami Vivekananda come? And when Swami Vivekananda arrived in Chennai, he was given a grand welcome. And Swami Vivekananda's procession, it came from Egmore railway station to Chintandripet. And from there, through this Mount Road, and again through Pycroft's Road and through the Beach Road, he finally arrived at Castle Kernan, which is now Vivekananda Illam. And everywhere along this route, Swamiji was given presentations of fruits, coconuts, and camphor arati was made to Swami Vivekananda. Just like we worship gods, Swamiji was worshipped at every instance along this route. And finally, Swami Vivekananda arrived at Castle Kernan at 9:30 a.m. Swamiji stayed in this building for 9 days, and each one of these days are very important, and it has a very big national significance. Swami Vivekananda gave his key lectures for the awakening of India, for the renaissance of India, for regenerating the India. And I would say that Swami Vivekananda gave a mission to our countrymen during his stay in Chennai. Swami Vivekananda, during his stay at Castle Kernan, gave some important lectures to his countrymen. And we shall see these lectures and also his engagements during his 9 days stay in this building. On February 6th, that is on the first day of his arrival, there was a small question and answer session was arranged at the pandal which was set up in the front of the building. On day 2, Swami Vivekananda was given a formal reception by the prominent citizens and the people of Chennai at Victoria Hall. The hall was packed to its full capacity, and there were people in thousands outside the hall, they were shouting for an open air meeting. And Swami Vivekananda was very much moved by their pleas, and he said to the members of the reception committee that I am the man of the people and I'm going to address an open air meeting. And Swami Vivekananda, he went outside and stood up on a carriage and began to deliver his address. And Swami Vivekananda, interestingly, he mentions that he is addressing the people in the Gita fashion, similar to Sri Krishna standing on a chariot and delivering the grand message of the Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna. On day 3, that is on February 8th, Swami Vivekananda had conversations with scholars and from some Shaivites who came from Tirupattur. On day 4, that is on February 9th, Swami Vivekananda gave an address at the Triplicane Literary Society in the morning. He gave his famous talk, The Work Before Us. In this talk, Swamiji emphasized that we Indians should learn from other races. And the cause of the downfall of the Indian race was that we stopped learning from other races. And Swami Vivekananda gave this famous call during this talk. He said, Up, India, conquer the world with spirituality. And Swami Vivekananda, during this address, he mentioned that he wanted heroic souls to preach the grand message of Vedanta to the West. And Swamiji finished his lecture by this famous quote, that is, all power is within you. You can do anything and everything. And he said, stand up and express the divinity within you. On the same day, in the evening, Swamiji delivered his another famous lecture, My Plan of Campaign. And during this talk, Swamiji criticized some of the theosophists and Christian missionaries who obstructed his progress in every possible way during his preaching work in the West. And Swamiji criticized some of the modern reformers for their approach to remedy the evils of the society. Swamiji said that what the modern reformers are attempting to do is a reform in only in bits and pieces. But Swamiji wanted a complete reform, a root and branch reform. And Swamiji said that the modern reformers, their method is one of destruction, and whereas his method is one of construction. And Swamiji said again that he doesn't believe in reform but in growth. Swamiji then mentioned the great reformers of the past, Sri Shankara, Sri Ramanuja, Guru Nanak, Kabir, Dadu, and he was very much inspired by the reformers of the past. And he mentioned that these reformers, they never condemned the society. They said, so far you have been doing good. Now you have to do in a better way. And Swami Vivekananda said, before populating this land with socialistic and political ideas, we must spread the spiritual ideas first. Swamiji ended this talk by giving the ideal of practical patriotism. And he said, the first thing to become a patriot is to feel from the heart. And the second thing is to find out practical solutions to the problems. And finally, Swamiji said, you need a strong will which can surmount mountain high obstructions. On day 5, that is on February 10th, Swamiji met the members of the so-called the Social Reform Association Blacktown in Chennai, and he spoke a few words on that occasion. And on day 6, that is on February 11th, Swamiji he went to the house of Dr. Subramanya Iyer in Lus Church Road in Chennai and had a conversation with him. And in the evening, Swamiji delivered his famous talk, The Sages of India. In this talk, Swamiji elaborated the contributions of the great sages of the past. He spoke about Sri Rama and Krishna. He spoke about the Buddha, the Ramanuja, Shankara, Guru Nanak, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and finally about Sri Ramakrishna. He pointed out that Sri Ramakrishna is the fulfillment of all the sages of the past. He elaborated on the wonderful harmony which Sri Ramakrishna embodied in his life and in his teachings. On day 7, that is on February 12th, Swami Vivekananda had a meeting with the public in the morning. In the afternoon, he visited the Hindu Theological High School in Madras and watched a Sanskrit drama. In the evening, on the same day, Swami Vivekananda presided over a meeting of the Madras Chennapuri Annadana Samajam, and he spoke a few words on charity. On day 8, that is on February 13th, Swamiji delivered another important address titled Vedanta and its application to Indian life. Swamiji in this lecture pointed out that the word Hindu is not the correct designation. The right word is the Vedantist or Vaidikas. And he mentioned that the message that is conveyed in the Upanishads are not at all contradictory, but they are all ideas which gradually leading from one to the other. Swamiji in this lecture he pointed out the message of oneness and strength in the Upanishads, and he gave this popular quote which is cited very often. He said, first of all, our young men must be strong. You will be nearer to heaven through football than through the study of the Gita. Swami Vivekananda wanted Upanishads to be taught to all. He said, if, for example, a fisherman understands himself as the spirit, he will become a better fisherman. And again, for example, if the student understands himself as the spirit, he will become a better student. On day 9, that is on February 14th, that is the previous day of his departure, Swamiji gave another important lecture titled The Future of India at Harmston Circus Pavilion in Madras. During this lecture, Swamiji asked our countrymen to look into our past and drink our eternal fountains deep into ourselves and look forward with great energy for building a brighter, greater, and stronger India. In this lecture, Swamiji pointed out that the spirituality must be taught in the language of the masses, and at the same time, he wanted the masses to learn Sanskrit. And Swamiji wanted the disputes and the quarrels between castes to cease. And Swamiji gave a very important message which is relevant in the current scenario. He said the future of India depends on the people coming and working together in one will. On February 15th, Swami Vivekananda boarded the steamship Mombasa to Calcutta. And there came an end to this glorious 9 days stay in Chennai. Before his departure, Swamiji promised his devotees that he will send his brother disciple to continue his work in Madras. Swami Vivekananda then sent Swami Ramakrishnananda to Chennai, who was affectionately known as Shashi Maharaj. Swami Ramakrishnananda continued the work started by Swami Vivekananda, and he continued to stay in this historic building for around 9 long years, that is from 1897 to 1907. And during these days, the Ramakrishna movement spread throughout the entire South India. Many direct disciples of Sri Ramakrishna stayed in this building during their visit to Chennai. And Sister Nivedita too stayed here in this building during her visit to Chennai. So this building is a historic building in many sense. So this building is historic in every way because of its association with Swami Vivekananda and direct disciples, and being the first center of Sri Ramakrishna movement in South India. And during his stay in this building, Swamiji gave these grand lectures to our countrymen. And the spirit of Swami Vivekananda is still very much palpable in the every wall, in every brick of this building. One who assimilates this spirit will do great wonders for our country. And it is very important to remember and to remind ourselves of Swami Vivekananda's great contribution to our country and raising our countrymen in the eyes of the world. Thank you. Namaste.